Welcome to our 26th Annual Inclusive Excellence Awards. I'm Nancy Resnick. It's my great honor to serve UC San Diego as your Chief Human Resources Officer. Today, we are honoring 12 individuals and 3 organizations who go above and beyond to make UC San Diego an inclusive and empowering place to learn, to work, and to live, and to grow. The events of the past year have underscored how timely this event is. We've seen even more deeply the critical importance of our ongoing institutional and individual commitment to inclusive excellence, as embodied by the individuals and groups we are honoring today. We have a great program planned for you this afternoon, and I'm thrilled that we are joined by so many colleagues, family members, and friends. It is wonderful that even during the pandemic, technology allows us to connect virtually like this and celebrate such an important occasion together. I'd like to extend special thanks to our colleagues at UCSD TV who are making magic happen behind the scenes. We appreciate your innovative and thoughtful work in partnering with Human Resources to present this virtual event. In just a few minutes, we'll get to know each of our honorees through a video presentation highlighting their work and how impactful it has been. The impact they are making at UC San Diego on campus, on health, and far beyond. It is really hard actually to express the depth and impact of the contributions in the so many ways that our awardees are cultivating inclusive excellence. But just to give you a little sense of some of the scope that is represented by our honorees today, I can share this. So through their leadership, their creativity, and their dedication, our honorees are helping campus residents to thrive and build connections and find a sense of belonging. Our honorees are empowering women and minorities in STEM. Our honorees are passionately advocating for intersectional disability justice. Our honorees are increasing career access and opportunities for success for our staff. And really, there's so much more. So without further ado, let's get started. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our Chancellor, Pradeep Khosla, to the virtual platform. Welcome, Chancellor.
Thank you, Nancy. Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us for the 26th Annual Inclusive Excellence Awards. This long-standing tradition is a testament to UC San Diego's commitment to ensure learning, enrichment, and leadership opportunities are open for everyone. When we sat down in 2012 to create the university's first ever strategic plan, we made it a point to incorporate equity, diversity, and inclusion as an institutional goal. And because of that plan and our Inclusive Excellence Plan, we have made significant progress towards diversity, equity, and inclusion goals of UC San Diego. We are actively cultivating a diverse and inclusive university community that encourages respectful and open dialogue. We are actively challenging ourselves to take bold actions that ensure learning is accessible and affordable for all. And we are actively expanding ladder rank faculty and staff from underrepresented groups. We are actively recruiting a more diverse student population and expanding retention efforts. We are actively building support programs to ensure student success. And we are actively engaging our full community to ensure everyone feels welcome and integral to this institution. And we are seeing some very excellent outcomes. Since 2012, we have seen 30% growth of ladder rank faculty from underrepresented groups. We have seen 30% growth in staff from underrepresented groups. And today, nearly 4 in 10 UC San Diego students are first in their family to attend a four-year university. That's more than double the number on campus in 2012. We are also considered an emerging Hispanic serving university. And this year, we hit a new milestone. Now, fully 21% of our undergraduate student body are full-time Latinx, Chicanx students. For 10 of the past 11 years, UC San Diego was named the #1 public university in the country for contributions to social mobility, research, and public service. We are also the first in the nation for enrolling and graduating the most women with majors in science, technology, engineering, and math. And graduation rates for first generation and URM students have increased by an unprecedented 10%. Our programs are working. Our students are succeeding, and even remotely in today's pandemic time, our community is thriving. So today we celebrate these accomplishments. We recognize individuals and departments who are leaders in helping the university achieve these important goals. These individuals make a difference every day in everybody's lives. They make UC San Diego a better place to work and to learn. And I'm so very grateful for their positive influence on our campus and in our greater community. And it is now my great pleasure to introduce my colleague, our Vice Chancellor for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, Dr. Becky Pettit. Dr. Pettit.
Thank you, Chancellor Khosla. I want to reiterate the Chancellor's sentiment and extend my thanks to all of you for joining us today. I especially thank those of you who took the time to nominate a student, staff, or faculty member for recognition today. In my role as Vice Chancellor for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, I'm honored to provide leadership for our campus-wide efforts, and I remain grateful for the trust you've placed in me to guide our progress. But I want you to know that it is you who make progress possible. Without you, our strategic plan for inclusive excellence would simply be a plan. It is your commitment, your innovative ideas, and your leadership that are keys to achieving our shared goals. The plan requires all university members, leaders, and units to incorporate inclusive excellence into the fabric of their work and their strategic planning through our core tenets of access and success, climate, and accountability. Today, we recognize individuals, groups who embody the core tenets through their work in service to our students, staff, and faculty, so that UC San Diego remains a place where we can all thrive. I sincerely thank today's recipients for being partners in progress. I hope you all remain engaged in building a welcoming and inclusive UC San Diego, and I now turn this back over to my colleague, Chief Human Resources Officer, Nancy Resnick.
Thank you so much, Becky, and thank you for your remarks, Vice Chancellor Pettit. I would like us now to have an opportunity to get to know our honorees and learn more about the incredible impact they're making at UC San Diego and beyond. So now please join me and let's enjoy this wonderful video presentation.
It is my pleasure to announce this year's Inclusive Excellence Awardee for Academic Affairs, Professor Shelley Halpern, for her outstanding contributions to the university's equity, diversity, and inclusion efforts. Dr. Halpern is a professor in the neurobiology section of biological sciences and holds a faculty appointment at the Sanford Consortium for Regenerative Medicine. Her research focuses on the molecular basis for neurological development, and her work is fundamental to our understanding of many neurological diseases, ranging from autism to Alzheimer's disease. She's a member of national and international scientific review panels and has been published in top scientific journals, as well as having her work showcased in National Geographic magazine. In addition to her impressive contributions to research and education in her field, she has served on numerous committees and task forces focused on advancing faculty well-being, and is the current chair of the UC Faculty Welfare Committee. Indeed, the two of us served together this year on a system-wide committee, and I was impressed by her analytical approach to the topic at hand and also her concern for equitably supporting campus employees in general. Dr. Halpern is deeply invested in mentoring faculty colleagues, as well as undergraduate, graduate, and postdoctoral students. In her own teaching during this exceptionally challenging year, she has given her students messages of empathy and support and has modeled how one can stand up for human dignity and contribute to societal well-being as an individual. She's also an active advocate at the local and system-wide levels for junior faculty and for faculty parents. Overall, she's a champion of the university's equity and diversity mission and helps make UC San Diego a more welcoming place for all Tritons. Congratulations.
Advancement has selected Kaylee Erickson Stark for a special recognition at the 26th Annual Inclusive Excellence Award. She has clearly demonstrated through her many efforts and her strong commitment to fostering an environment of equal opportunity, inclusion, and diversity within advancement. Kaylee was instrumental in implementing an implicit bias training program for all advancement staff, and through her efforts, we have achieved 100% participation. As a follow-up to the training, she facilitated open discussions about implicit bias and systemic racism, and she has actively engaged advancements and other lead fellows from across the campus to help facilitate. During the whole process, she personally connected with diverse staff across the organization to obtain their thoughts, their ideas, and their input. Kaylee also ensures that the Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, the Black Staff Association, and all of the community center events and activities are shared with all advancement staff on a regular basis in her bi-weekly resource roundup. She has organized and convened an advancement-wide Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Steering Committee. This committee is comprised of advancement lead fellows, central human resources representatives, and leadership from each division in order to help provide for sustainable planning for an inclusive excellence program for the entire advancement division. There's been such popularity with the work that Kaylee has done and such interest in being a part of it that we've had over 50 staff express interest in being part of it. She has organized work groups to help strengthen advancement's inclusive excellence activities, including the steering committee. Kaylee, at the center of everything she does, is thinking about how advancement can best demonstrate the totality of the importance of equity, diversity, inclusion in everything we do. So congratulations, Kaylee, and thank you for all you do.
I'm so delighted that Eileen Serrano was chosen to represent the Chancellor's Office in winning the 2021 Inclusive Excellence Award. Eileen is our lead personnel and financial analyst. She manages personnel appointments for our area and serves as a human resources department liaison for all VC departments. Her efforts in furthering equity, diversity, and inclusion at UC San Diego are tremendous and impactful. Eileen worked to develop a diverse hiring process in the Chancellor's Office, focusing on outreach, sourcing, and committee representation. She analyzed unit staffing data, identified areas of underutilization, and determined recruitment goals for various positions and job titles. Eileen consulted with our campus EDI experts to ensure diverse committee representation, and with their help, she was successful in recruiting community advocates to participate in several key recruitments. Eileen was also instrumental in adding EDI qualifications to the application process. She did this by requesting diversity statements from interview candidates and by requiring EDI-specific interview questions for each recruitment. On the search committee side, she required all committee members, regardless of position, to complete implicit bias training before participating in hiring committees. Eileen also serves as a VC representative on the CFO Inclusive Excellence Committee. Here, she has access to additional resources and partners with staff from other departments to creatively implement and achieve UC San Diego's EDI goals. Eileen has been tireless in her efforts to bring diverse candidates to campus and to ensure they can thrive in their pursuit to become a part of this great institution. Eileen, I'm so proud of you. She is an innovative professional who is truly making her campus more diverse, more equitable, more inclusive.
It is my great pleasure to congratulate Paula Soder-Finnegan on being the Inclusive Excellence Award recipient for the Chief Financial Officer portfolio. As Director of Talent Acquisition in Campus Human Resources, Paula has significantly improved our approach to staff recruitment and career mobility. Much of our work has focused on infusing our shared values of equity, diversity, and inclusion into the staff recruitment and selection process. She's also made significant strides in supporting career mobility for UC San Diego staff. Last year, Paula led the initiative to develop a promotion program to broaden opportunities for staff career progression. She was thoughtful in her approach and gathered a great deal of feedback from stakeholders at every step of the process. Thanks to Paula's vision and spirit of collaboration, we will be launching the staff promotion program in early 2021. This is a major step forward in creating opportunities for UC San Diego staff to grow in their careers here. In developing the promotion program, Paula worked closely with the EDI office to ensure accountability and alignment with our institutional commitment to inclusive excellence. Human Resources and EDI will continue to partner after the launch of the program to evaluate its effectiveness, particularly as it relates to promotions for underrepresented staff. In all that she does, Paula is always kind and compassionate. She's a conscientious leader and actively works to empower her staff to share ideas and celebrate diversity of thought. She brings to her work deep institutional knowledge and a great deal of expertise in HR practices. We are very fortunate to have Paula as part of the UC San Diego community. For these reasons and many more, I am proud to celebrate and recognize Paula Soder-Finnegan for her work in advancing equity, diversity, and inclusion at UC San Diego.
The Office of the Vice Chancellor for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion's Inclusive Excellence Awardee this year is Dr. Edwina Welch. Edwina is an invaluable member of my team and is recognized as an individual who helped to envision and to create our institution's infrastructure for inclusive excellence. She's extremely knowledgeable, and when asked to lead any effort, she does so capably, with enthusiasm, and with compassion. She's responsible for creating many successful programs and initiatives at UC San Diego, notably the Chancellor's Undergraduate Diversity Leadership Institute, the Building Communities for Social Justice Practice Institute, and our current Lead Fellows program. Her leadership, coupled with her involvement in supporting and providing diversity education for our students, faculty, and staff, shows her comprehensive approach to positively impacting UC San Diego's campus in all of its facets. I am so grateful for this opportunity to acknowledge and to thank her for all she has done to advance equity, diversity, and inclusion at UC San Diego.
Edwina Welch was arguably one of the first equity, diversity, and inclusion professionals at UC San Diego, and she is so deserving of the Inclusive Excellence Award for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. She has been a part of the conversation regarding these issues since its earliest days. She herself will proclaim that she sees the world in a positive light, a self-described Pollyanna, and her optimism for things getting better have helped us get through the brightest and darkest of days. In untold numbers, she has nurtured student leaders, mentored staff, supported faculty, and welcomed alums.
Dr. Welch, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for sharing your light, your love, and your gifts with UC San Diego, and personally with me as Vice Chancellor for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition.
It's my pleasure to introduce our 2020 Inclusive Excellence Award recipient, Dr. Cheryl Anderson. Dr. Cheryl Anderson is a gifted leader and professor of public health and is now our founding dean at the Herbert Wertheim School of Public Health and Human Longevity Science. Since arriving at UC San Diego in 2012, Cheryl's actions have changed how we view health equity and think about our community's health. A particularly important topic this year, given the current COVID-19 pandemic and the disproportionate impact it is having on racial and ethnic minorities locally and nationally. As an epidemiologist, Cheryl has devoted her career to promoting health equity and eliminating health disparities through research addressing nutritional exposures and chronic disease outcomes in populations that are underserved and at disproportionately higher risk for poor health outcomes. To address health disparities, Cheryl believes that the workforce needs to reflect the communities most in need of public health services. More than 60% of the students she mentors come from underrepresented groups. In our School of Public Health, the Bachelor of Science program has 44% of its students as first-generational college students, 43% from underrepresented racial ethnic groups, and 80% are female. Cheryl has most recently launched a new initiative to train School of Public Health faculty, staff, and students to think of race as a social construct. Nearly half of the School of Public Health faculty and staff have already participated, including myself. Cheryl also directs the UC San Diego Center of Excellence for Health Behavior and Health Equity. Cheryl's work has clearly led to changes in public health guidelines targeting health inequities. No one has done more to make UC San Diego an inclusive, welcoming community than Dr. Cheryl Anderson.
Hello, everyone. I'm Margaret Leinen, Vice Chancellor for Marine Sciences. I'm very happy to introduce you to the next Inclusive Excellence Award winners, the Women and Minorities in Science group at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. I nominated this group because they self-organized to make significant contributions to promote and support inclusive excellence, diversity, and equity at Scripps Oceanography. The group is very engaged. Their signature event is called Growing Up in Science. This is a conversation series that is not about science itself, but about becoming and being a scientist. The program regularly features underrepresented students, postdocs, and faculty. They talk about their unique journeys, their successes, and their challenges. This summer, in response to anti-Black violence, WMIS issued a very thoughtful statement rejecting anti-Blackness in STEM. They encouraged the Scripps community to take meaningful actions and offered us additional resources and support. They also organized a deeply impactful virtual event during which the Scripps community was invited to listen, learn, and think together as a community. I and everyone else I've talked to who attended the event thought that it was really moving and that it really helped us understand racism in science. Both WMIS leadership and membership excel as stars on the Scripps campus. This year especially, they provided ongoing support and community building for our campus through their engaging events, their willingness to participate in activities that foster competency, encourage respect for others, and celebrate diversity. Please join me in thanking them.
Hello, I'm Sandra Brown, the Vice Chancellor for Research here at UC San Diego, and it is my distinct pleasure to congratulate Luz Molina on receiving this year's Inclusive Excellence Award. Luz is a Contracts and Grants Officer who conducts sponsored research proposal reviews and assists with submissions. She's a very valued asset to our San Diego research program. Luz is a model of what inclusion and the principles of community are all about. Luz has supported the campus efforts to become a designated Hispanic serving institution. She reviewed the campus goals for reaching that designation, and she participated in the UC Chicanx Latinx Leadership Summit. She shared information and experience with her UC San Diego colleagues, and she has also met with other staff and faculty, building relationships all across campus in her aspiration to be a dedicated champion of our diversity efforts. Luz has also demonstrated her civic mindedness and commitment to making the community a better place for everyone. Most recently, just last month, she was elected city clerk for her hometown of National City. On a personal note, it's important to appreciate that Luz takes on these leadership roles and these responsibilities with 3 school-age sons engaged in remote learning from home while she's also working full-time. She is truly committed to diversity and inclusion. We look forward to seeing the continued positive impact that Luz will have on our campus and our community more broadly. Congratulations to Luz and to all of the Inclusive Excellence Award recipients.
It is my pleasure to introduce Naomi Bravo Rojas from Research Management and Planning. Naomi has played an integral role in supporting facilities management inclusiveness with providing Spanish translation support for RMP newsletters as well as FM facilities management internal communications. Naomi has been more than accommodated in adjusting her workload to meet the needs and timeliness of these notices to ensure the messages are distributed to all that will benefit. The translation support she provides helps to increase the bonds of inclusion for our Spanish-speaking teammates and similarly helps to make them feel included and increases our retention and morale for these individuals. Naomi has also developed and implemented a new hire onboarding process pre-COVID, which includes a Spanish translation version throughout to ensure all new hires have the same hire experience as all other hires in the department. This is a 3-day onboarding process, and she includes a personal touch with each individual. Naomi has made great strides to incorporate campus-wide training, which includes coordination with other campus divisions to help consolidate similar training efforts. In the context of the global pandemic and with the transition to a new way of working, Naomi's efforts have been imperative in fostering unity and inclusiveness in facilities management and throughout resource management and planning. Her contributions during this critical time has ensured the safety of her colleagues throughout RMP and the entire campus. I'd like to congratulate and thank you, Naomi, for your contributions to our community.
On behalf of Student Affairs, it's my honor to recognize the Athletics Department for the 26th Annual Inclusive Excellence Award. I've been so proud of the work that Earl Edwards and the Athletics Department have been leading on our campus across San Diego and nationally to uplift the work of Black Lives Matter, address anti-racism in sport, and encourage civic engagement among our scholar athletes to be action-oriented in addressing racism by using their vote. I'm also incredibly proud and impressed by the work that Earl Edwards and the Athletics Department have been doing to uplift this work through the Triton Rise Up talks, through the work that they've been doing locally with nonprofit organizations and nationally and through the Big West Conference. The athletics department has truly embraced its national platform and used its voice to uplift this important work, to consider our own responsibility for being aware, learning to look at how we can influence the experience of our scholar athletes on campus, those that we work with and alongside, and improve the climate on our campus for our Black and Latinx, Chicanx, queer identified, Asian Pacific Islander, scholar athletes, colleagues, staff, and faculty and alumni partners. I am confident that the work that the athletics department has done this year is well deserving of one of this year's Campus Inclusive Excellence Award. I'm so proud of them, and I look forward to their continued leadership and contributions in this regard. Congratulations to all of our colleagues, students, and partners in the athletics department.
Hello, I'm Patty Mason, CEO of UC San Diego Health, and I'm here to recognize and congratulate Marie Weber. This past year has made abundantly clear the need for institutions to invest in equity, diversity, and inclusion work. This has been especially true for healthcare, where the COVID-19 pandemic has revealed stark inequities that exist for Black and Brown populations. For there to be solutions, there must be leaders willing to do the hard work and ask the hard questions. Marie Weber has been doing this work since the pandemic started. Work groups that she has led have helped institute new policies and procedures aimed at creating a more equitable, diverse, and inclusive health system. Among them are updates to EPIC, our electronic medical record, that allow LGBTQ patients to document their preferred names, pronouns, sexual orientation, and gender. More recently, Marie has volunteered to co-lead a task force examining healthcare disparities in COVID-related care. The group seeks to discover and implement new approaches to address the critical healthcare needs of the underserved communities, including developing provider and patient education, enhancing linguistically inclusive care, and strengthening our presence in the community. She is also co-chairing the Organizational Training and Enhancement Anti-Racism Committee and is reestablishing the Faculty and Staff Diversity Association. In all that she does, Marie strives to create an environment at UC San Diego Health in which staff, faculty, and patients can express their true selves and discuss EDI issues in a respectful and supportive environment. She is a passionate and effective leader whose work is positively impacting our community, and she does it all without self-promotion or fanfare. She truly embodies UC San Diego's principles of community.
I am so excited that Dr. Sonia Neal is the faculty recipient of this year's Inclusive Excellence Award. Dr. Sonia Neal's advocacy for student empowerment, initiatives for EDI across departments, and formal-informal mentorship across all experience levels has definitely made UCSD a better place to work and learn. By co-founding the Biology Undergraduate and Master's Mentorship Program, also called BUMP, with Tara Spencer and Sumedha Ravishankar, Dr. Neal has created a sustainable, community-based resource center for students who would otherwise be unable to access STEM research. The workshops and programming provide strategic and systemic tools to normalize diversity and inclusive practices in STEM by targeting both sides of the mentor-mentee paradigm. The How to Be a Mentor workshop discussed how to acknowledge a mentor's personal diversity alongside their academic accomplishments, which can provide a mentee with additional perspective on their own growth. Alongside her work with BUMP, Dr. Neal has also supported BioSci's recent Idea Wave campaign to identify and implement systemic changes that would increase inclusivity and equity in the department. The labor gone into these projects is in addition to Dr. Neal's daily support of her immediate mentees and those across the department. She's been an invaluable support for the first-year PhD cohort, always making time to attend panels, guest lecture, and provide advice on topics from imposter syndrome to just finding your place in STEM. Dr. Sonia Neal is a champion on multiple dimensions. Inclusivity, diversity, and equity are just the start. Congratulations, Dr. Neal. I'm so excited for you.
I'm
happy to announce Lindsay Buer as the annual Inclusive Excellence Award staff recipient. Lindsay's been a champion for inclusion since her time as a student studying social welfare and sociology at UC Berkeley. It's obvious she carried that education into her professional career here at UC San Diego. She's participated in the UC Women's Initiative for Professional Development and currently chairs a task force within Advancement's University Development Unit to ensure diversity and inclusion are infused into our daily mindset. As chairwoman, she recruited an active committee of 12 members, including myself, to make sure diversity, equity, and inclusion are part of our internal operations, our external communications, and to potential applicants. The outcomes have been absolutely incredible. Since its creation, University Development has had a greater presence at our university's cultural and diversity-focused programs. Lindsay's leadership empowered 44 of us to complete the UC Implicit Bias Training, yielding over 100 training hours, but more importantly, greater awareness. It inspired AVC Drew Hunsinger to make a donation to the Black Student Scholarship Fund. Lindsay spearheaded a policy and procedural analysis of our hiring practices to make sure we're promoting our vacancies to constituencies typically underrepresented in the field of fundraising. As chairwoman of the task force, the work we're doing is now being adopted advancement-wide. I think Lindsay is one of the best ambassadors for inclusion at UC San Diego. Her continuous commitment to bettering the university development community is spreading across campus. Many times you think about how activism and positive change starts. It often starts small, in a grassroots fashion, being led by a few people. Lindsay is one of those amazing people. Once again, congratulations to Lindsay Buer.
I'm so excited and honored to announce Sarita Nolan as student recipient for the annual Inclusive Excellence Award. Congratulations, Sarita, on this much-deserved recognition. Sarita is an undergraduate student, emerging public health scientist, disability advocate, organizer, and overall change maker. She wears many hats at UCSD, and she models a deep commitment to inclusive excellence in each one. As an institution aspiring to inclusive excellence, UCSD has much to learn from Sarita's approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Sarita is deeply attuned to the vitality of intersectional approaches to inclusion, recognizing that our campus will not truly be inclusive until it supports students, staff, and faculty who occupy multiple marginalized identities. Sarita has devoted significant labor and leadership toward diversity and equity on and beyond our campus. When she experienced a lack of opportunities to connect with other disabled students, she established Dis in Higher Ed, a Twitter account devoted to fostering a truly inclusive higher education system where disabled people and those with intersecting identities can thrive. The account has garnered a global response with over 5,000 followers and engagement by prominent disability activists. On campus, Sarita developed an emergency evacuation plan for disabled students in her residence hall and worked with the Office for Students with Disabilities to organize the CRIP Camp panel in October, which featured renowned disability activists Jim Lebrecht and Judy Heumann and was attended by hundreds of viewers. Sarita also established the first Disability Ad Hoc Committee, which now represents all 10 of the UC campuses. Currently, Sarita is building support to install an art piece celebrating the disability community at UCSD. Like all her inclusion work, it will raise visibility about disability on our campus and last long beyond our good fortune of having Sarita here at UCSD. Once again, congratulations to Sarita, and thank you for your hard work and leadership. It's a privilege to learn from you.
Hello, this is Ramona Ferreira, and on behalf of Grad and Family Housing, I'm so proud to announce the HDH Connect team as a university-wide department recipient for the annual Inclusive Excellence Award. The Connect team's events and activities vary in content and reflect the extensive diversity in our communities. Their programs also help residents navigate the many campus resources that are available to them and build stronger campus connection. The results of their work have been shown in survey data, indicating that residents who attend their programs are more connected, feel more comfortable and included where they live. In addition to the amazingly diverse events they host, the Connect team sends out relevant information and guidance to the student population, such as the recent message on how to appropriately celebrate Halloween while still staying safe and respecting other cultures. An example of some of the programs they've produced this year include Honoring Indigenous Peoples Day, Crip Camp documentary stream, Black Rat Experience with Joy Melody Woods, celebrating Dia de los Muertos, virtual drag queen bingo, and the fall marquee program representing Hope, an art project. Once again, congratulations to the HDH Connect team for all the wonderful work they do for our students.
What an inspiring video. An incredible group of colleagues that we're celebrating here today. I know my heart is full, and I'm sure I speak for all of us who've had the opportunity to learn more about these outstanding colleagues that we're so fortunate to work with. Congratulations to all our honorees. And thank you to the committee who reviewed the nominations and selected this impressive group of recipients from an exceptional group of nominees. I also want to thank everyone who took the time and care to submit nominations. This annual award program would not be possible without the support of our Chancellor and our Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Office. Thank you for your partnership in recognizing inclusive excellence in our community. I also want to recognize the Human Resources Equal Opportunity Services team for managing this program and producing this event. Thank you to my colleagues, Melissa Williams, Paul Tagliaferri, and Jackie Lopez for all your work and creativity. I'd like to also note that the photos that were shared for this event, those that do not represent masking and social distancing predate the pandemic. We all stand steadfast in our commitment to public health and to observing the necessary protocols in this time of the coronavirus. And now I'd like to invite all of our honorees to turn on their cameras and to join along with me and Vice Chancellor Becky Pettit for a group photo. It's so wonderful to see you all live. Let me extend my congratulations and my heartfelt thanks to each of you. And let's smile for our pictures. So let's smile. 1, 2, 3. And I think we look beautiful. And I again want to say thank you so much. What a wonderful opportunity to celebrate incredible, impactful work. So thank you again. This does conclude our program today. Thank you all who've joined us. Again, my congratulations. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.